How's it going, YouTube? We're bringing you guys another Digimon card battle. Today, we have myself on the left playing a little bit of a Mimi deck. We have a yellow Rookie Rush, Lopmon tribal type thing going on. And on the right, we have my opponent playing Antibody. Before we hop into the gameplay, I want to say thank you guys for the continued support on the videos. And if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. So to start things off, I go here first. I Digivolve back into the back with a Pulsemon, play down a Suzy, which lets me play a Lopmon, and then I decide to go ahead and use the Lopmon effect. I know there is a glare. I'll try to go over what's in the glare. Use the Lopmon effect, look at the top card of my security, grabbing the card to draw another card, passing my opponent over to 3, which they'll go ahead, climb up into the Doragormon, passing me back over to 3 with the Coda. That will then search them another 4. Here, we'll just go ahead, raise up on my turn, swing in. The Pulsemon dies, the Lopmon dies. We're not surprised. We go ahead, be a little bit aggressive, Digivolve on top of the Suzy into a Kazemon, get a little bit of draw, trying to think about if I want to swing or not. We do decide to go ahead and swing. It does die to security, as most things in this deck do. Nothing in this deck really gets above 5k, except for like one card. And then we just end turn by going ahead, playing down a Pulsemon to draw a card. Here, my opponent raises up the Doragomon, trying to decide what they want to do. Looks like they're missing some pieces, so they go ahead and drop down the Ryudamon, revealing 3, grabbing the Hisariyumon. I know there is a glare, sorry about that, but trust me when I say what the cards are. Here, we'll Digivolve into a Doragormon, or a Dorugomon, going up to 2. So here you can see that they are really struggling to get a board presence to build up into their stack. They are kind of breaking here. We'll just go ahead, play down a Falcomon for 2, using the best of a memory. We don't want to swing in. They do have blocker, and then we'll just play a TK to grab the Kazemon off of the security, recovering 1, going back, passing them over to 4. Feel the difference between 3 and 4 isn't really going to do anything at this point, since they don't have any memory boosts or anything like that. Speaking of memory boost, here they do drop down a memory boost, searching the top 4, still whiffing on the level 5, unfortunately. They'll go ahead and decide to take the Reboot Toy Agumon, so their bodies are a little bit more protected, although it's not really going to matter in this deck, but better safe than sorry if they give me a bunch of memory. So they'll Digivolve that, draw for Digivolve, and then just kind of go back and forth. They'll just go ahead, drop the memory boost. Since I do have a memory tamer, we will go ahead and climb up. Here, you do in fact see that they have the Dorugomon. Kind of interesting. I believe they may have had a Hisariyumon earlier, but they decided to not Digivolve into it. Maybe they're missing the level 6 at this point. Here, we'll raise up the Lopmon, and then just go ahead, hard play down another Falcomon, and then follow it up with a Spiral Masquerade for neg 12 overall, 3 instances twice, or 3 instances 4 times. So that'll go ahead, clear the board, leaving them basically with nothing on the field. I have 4 bodies on board, so unless they have access to another like Ginryumon into a big stack, with their 3 security, they would have to go into a blocker and then maybe hard slam down another blocker and then be able to remove the board, which they can't really do at this point because they don't have any removal, to the best of my knowledge, for a bunch of rookies like this. Most of these decks for Antibody tend to try to go for like an OTK or set up with like a pop with an Oriyumon or something like that, which is kind of what I'm expecting here. They go ahead, Digivolve up into the Dorugreymon. They're going to go ahead, add an Oriyumon to the source. A little bit of a suspect thing there. If they have a second Oriyumon, then that's kind of what I would go for, because then you'd be able to delete something. But if you're going for the Alphamon play, then it kind of works, but without the extra memory gain from, say, a Dorumon or something like that, then you're not really going to be able to make the most use out of it. But there is no way to add that unless you have another Oriyumon. So here my opponent's kind of going back and forth with what they're going to do. They don't have any access to blocker. They just decide, we'll pass you to your 3, Digivolve up into the Alphamon. He does not, in fact, have blocker. So here, we're just going to go ahead, pass turn back over to 3. I'll Digivolve Lopmon in the back, just in case. Swing in, swing in. If I don't hit a Breath of the Gods, then I'm safe. I do not hit a Breath of the Gods. We swing in, 3 checks for game. Moving on to game 2. Now, onwards and upwards into game 2. Here, you'll see we're going to go ahead, lay out our security. We do not, either of us decide not to mulligan. We do have mulligans available for this event, since there are Ultimate Cups coming up. Our locals have been running the mulligans without any issue. So here, my opponent will go ahead and play Digivolve Tsunorizumon with a Yuji. Yuji kind of, it's always sad when you have the Tsunorizumon with the Yuji, because you never get the memory gain, unfortunately. But here, I don't have any good way to memory choke that much. I may have had another 3 cost, but I feel like it's good to set up a memory tamer, since I did burn myself for a security after the Lopmon. So I'll just go ahead, hard slam down the TK and Kari, because that'll give me at least 2 memory, even if he does choke me to 1, which in fact is what he does. I pass him back over, he raises the Tsunorizumon, Digivolves up into the Hisariyumon, putting me at 1, which I do get an extra little memory from, thanks to TK Kari. So here we raise up to Bushi Agumon. My list only runs one Bushi Agumon because you don't usually get to like Bushi for game very often. You're usually going to use something like a hybrid or something like that. So we raise it up to go ahead, probably swing in. Hard slam down a Suzy so that we can play down another Lopmon, which I do decide to go ahead and get the draw power off of, taking the top security card, swinging in with the Bushi. So we do get the draw off of the Upamon since I did burn myself down to 3, and then it will die to the check, but then we swing in with the Lopmon played last turn, which does in fact live because of the fact that Toyagumon is a very small boy, and here we do go ahead and slap down the EX02 Lopmon, which if we have a Suzy and 3 or less security, we will be able to recover 1, putting us up to 4, loses us out on the TK Kari, but it still gives us a little bit more protection just in case they have some big OTK swing turn. Speaking of big OTK swing turn, we do in fact have them play down or Digivolve up into the Alphamon. Now, with one Yugi on the field, he has no way to go ahead and add another Oriumon or anything like that, but he will. It looks like he doesn't have the Oriumon and decides not to add anything off of Yugi, which I found a little bit suspect, but I can kind of see why here after he just swings over, puts me to 1, hard slams down the Dorumon so that it goes and passes me only to 1 since I do not have access to the TK Kari extra memory. So, may not have added anything to the source to do any extra damage, but when you're just swinging over the Lopmon, it doesn't really matter that much. Here, we'll go ahead swinging with the 2K Lopmon, use TK Kari's effect to delete the Dorumon so we don't have to worry about that, and just swinging with the Lopmon, unfortunately hitting a Yugi, but at the same time, like it was at the start of the game, he only has a Tsunorizumon on the field. So at this point, the Tsunorizumon can't really gain him any extra memory. I just decide to play down Holy Flame for 2, putting him only to 1 memory since he's not going to gain a memory from the Yugi, keeping it so that the Alphamon can't do any security checks. So he basically has to swing over the Lopmon, and as long as he passes me to anywhere more than 2 memory, I believe I have hybrid in my hand for game, so I'll swing in. As long as he doesn't have a blocker, I'll be able to go in Pulsemon and then hybrid for game. Here you see this time with the Alphamon swing, he will gain the 2 memory at the end of attack, swinging over the Lopmon, and then also using the Yugi effect, add the Dorumon. He has another Dorumon that he'll gain a little bit of extra memory, so he'll gain the memory from the Dorumon, going him up to 4. Now it's at this point, if he does have a blocker, I'm in a little bit of a worried straits because he does have access to the Oriumon. Still surprised he doesn't use the Oriumon, just because if he decided to go ahead and use the Oriumon, he'd have been able to get the extra attack. Swings in with the Tsunorizumon, hitting a Spiral Masquerade. Since I have no Digimon on my field, Spiral Masquerade isn't really going to be able to do me anything. Here we'll go ahead, slam down the Ryutamon, not really revealing anything. It's option cards and a non-X Antibody Digimon, and being only at 2 memory, if he doesn't, or 1 memory, if he doesn't have a champion or anything like that, then I'm not really gonna have. He's not really gonna have access to choke me to any memory. So here he'll slam down the Tsunorizumon. I'll raise up the Pulsemon, swing. I'll draw a card for Suzy effect at the start of turn, and then just Digivolve Suzy into Kazemon and swing a final check for game since he doesn't have any blocker effects. So I know it was a little bit of a short one. We saw X Antibody kind of did brick, unfortunately, which is not really what you want to see, but I did want to show off this Lopmon Tribal Rookie Rush deck. It was a fun deck. It's not super great sometimes because I ran into the Gallantmon deck and got doo-dooed on, for lack of a better word, because of all the small body removal, but it's still a fun deck nonetheless. With all that being said, if you guys did enjoy the content, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy and you're new here, and leave any comments down below. All that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Later.